Welcome to JGTCR. I'm Cope, and today we are tuning the Ferrari 512BB. Let's get into it. This Ferrari seems the reluctant hero. There is plenty of grunt and it can be driven reasonably hard, but it does so hesitantly and with some resistance. The handling is okay, but the front likes to go in and out of understeer. When we do regain traction up front, the tail end promptly decides to follow suit and slides. This leaves us struggling to find a good balance of traction between the front and the rear. There is not a lot of power per se, and it is mild-mannered running through the gears, but somehow it still manages to break traction frequently. The power delivery is only a touch more than slightly aggressive, and will kick the tail if we stay stuck into the power, but this can be reeled back by easing off the throttle 3 to 5%. The brakes are good and work well, though a bit spongy. However, this does not hurt braking unless we try and turn and brake at the same time. Let's jump ahead to the finish line and collect our time. 7 minutes, 51.8 seconds. And now, the race tune. The tail end of this Ferrari was one of the most unstable we have had to deal with on GT7 yet. The majority of our tune time was spent pinning down the tail end. There were also some understeer issues, but ballast helped us out with that. Let's see how it performs back out on the Nürburgring. The Ferrari 512 has one of the most erratic tail ends we have had to deal with. Even with all of the rear settings completely nerfed, it just wants to kick and break loose. And while it is much better than when we first started driving, we must be aware that it can still snap enough to mess with our lines if we're too aggressive with our driving technique. The steering responds to inputs positively, though it has a bit of understeer to contend with at times due to sacrifices made for the rear. The power feels like we have much more than we do due to the power delivery, which can cause the tail to break traction and get squirrely. Most of the bite has been taken out with the tune, but the tail still moves aggressively at times. The brakes have improved considerably. This Ferrari is now very solid and stable when slowing down. Let's collect our time. 6 minutes, 25.2 seconds. And now, the drift tune. Not wanting to upset the balance we have struck, the drift tune for the Ferrari 512 only made some very minor tweaks. The three areas of interest are natural frequency at the front, ballast and ballast positioning. Let's drift Suzuka. The Ferrari 512BB is very easy to drift. Even just switching to comfort hard tires on our race tune works well, but the extremely mild tweaks make it so much better. The handling is extremely solid and stable. The car responds well to our inputs, and any mistakes are our own. The steering is considerably precise, and it never really feels like it has any problems with understeer. The power available is more than enough to drift well. It fries the tires all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. The power delivery is perfect for this application. There is just enough power to go too far, though not so much that we reach that limit quickly. With a good dose of throttle control, we can hang the tail out well and drift easily. The Ferrari 512BB may not be anybody's go-to drift car, but it does drift well enough when put to the test. And that's all we have for you today, so until next time, keep racing!